What is the most important thing in your life? Now, if you think about it, and I believe I know the answer, a lot of people are going to say things like family. And as valiant as that is, it's not accurate. Some people chase money their entire lives, and that is not the most important thing. Some people, myself included, I used to think I wanted adventure or solitude or just some sort of variety to make life interesting. That's not the most important thing in life. And even entrepreneurs, the people watching this video, quite often are going to think that watching their business grow, seeing it expand, creating jobs, that's the most important thing. And it's not. The most important thing is time. Now, this is the resource that you have that you cannot just keep hold of. It keeps going. We're getting older. There's nothing you can do about it. And the thing I love about the concept of time is that we all have the exact same amount. Now, some of us have more money than others, some of us have more opportunity, but we all have 24 hours in a day. Whether you're a king, whether you're homeless, whatever it is, you all have the same amount of time to do something great with your life if that's what you choose to do. So my question to you is this: what are you doing with your time? Are you spending it doing something valuable to make your life passionate, to grow your business, to make great things happen, to spend time with your family? Or are you letting it slip away by doing things that simply don't matter just because they make you feel busy? And I think we're all guilty of that latter comment a little bit. I do it, you do it, I know that we all do it. But here's the point of this video. How much of that time do you spend as an entrepreneur on accounting tasks? Now, this video is a little biased. Yes, we are an outsourced accounting firm. And my goal today is to convince you of how we're going to save you time. But before we get into that, I want to ask you, how much time do you really spend on your accounting? Whether you have an in-house bookkeeper or you're doing it yourself or you have a spouse doing it, whatever it is, you're spending some direct time on your accounting. Maybe you're entering some data, maybe you're helping invoice some customers, or you're paying bills, or you're looking at reports, or whatever it is. But you also have, and as the business owner, you have more of what I call indirect accounting time. This is the time that just eats at you. This is what keeps you awake at night. Because when you get a report back from your accounting system that is wrong, or that you make a decision based off of incorrect information, and that decision comes back to bite you, and now you're paying for it, you stay up late at night and you start worrying about things, and things go wrong, and that indirect time really starts to add up. So when people are looking at hiring us and they say, I don't know how much time I spend on my accounting, it's maybe a couple hours a week. Quite honestly, it's usually more like 10 to 15 hours a week, because everything else in their life is affected by this, okay? So this video, I'm going to talk to you about 4.5, not 4 to 5, but 4.5 ways that we at IgniteSpot are going to help you save time, that one resource that you cannot get back. And what are you going to do with that time when you get it? So number one, obviously this is the direct bookkeeping time. Okay, so we'll be doing all of your data entry, your bank reconciliations, credit card reconciliations. We can invoice your customers, we can pay your bills, we can create the reports, we can do all of that nasty paperwork that you hate and for whatever reason we love to do. Call us weird, it's just the thing that we like to do. I guess that's why we're accountants, okay? So we'll do all of that. Now, you can be a small business or you can be a large business. We do this for multi-million-dollar corporations, and we do all of that stuff for them so we can handle your paperwork, not to worry there, okay? Number two, I want you to be able to avoid what I call correction and classification meetings. This is where when you get a report from your bookkeeper, you've probably experienced this, and you get this report, and as the entrepreneur, you scratch your head and you say, I'm not an accountant, but this report is way off. Maybe the cash balance just doesn't even look right to you. Or maybe the customer balances are just all out of whack, or something just doesn't smell right to you. And your bookkeeper has spent a lot of time on this report, and you look at it for 5 seconds and you already know that it's wrong. Have you ever had that happen? I bet that you have. So then you're forced into this meeting where you have to sit down and essentially become an auditor. And you have to go through this report step by step and transaction by transaction. And you spend sometimes countless hours trying to figure this out, because you know that if you don't, you're going to have angry customers, angry vendors, employees aren't going to be paid correctly or on time. You're going to spend money that you don't have. I mean, these are all of the reasons why businesses go out of business. We want you to avoid that meeting at all costs. Now, there's only one way to do that. You have to have a great bookkeeper, and that might not be us. Let me explain. So Just because somebody says they're a bookkeeper doesn't make them great. Not all bookkeepers are created equal. So when you go to hire someone, here's what I want you to do. Line up their resumes, do your normal thing where you're asking questions and you're trying to figure out who they are. But you need to make sure that the bookkeeper you hire has 2 specific qualifications. Number 1, are they an expert in your industry? Not just are they kind of familiar, do they kind of know how it works? Maybe they've only had a couple months of experience. That doesn't count. This person needs to be an expert in your industry, because think about it, guys. They're going to be handling the finances of your company, the heart of your business. You're literally putting almost all of the risk in your company on this person, because it's the money. Without money, nothing at your company works. So it has to be working really, really well. You don't have time for them to learn the industry. Okay. Number 2, they have to be a software expert. Whatever software you're in for accounting, whether it's QuickBooks or Timberline or Sage or whatever it is, they need to know the software inside and out, and preferably have some sort of certification in it. So this is why we might not be the right solution for you. Depending on what industry you're in and what software you're using, we'll tell you really quickly, you know what? We're not the best fit. This is what we would do instead. Now, most businesses are in QuickBooks or something a little more widespread. And yes, we're in a lot of industries and a lot of softwares, but if we're not the best fit, we'll tell you really quickly, okay? Whoever you hire, though, make sure they fit those 2 criteria. Please, 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 please. Number 3, we want you to build an authorized only accounting system. Authorized only. What that means is that all of your time spent in the accounting department should be limited to the time you spend authorizing things. You shouldn't have to spend time auditing reports, entering data, invoicing your customers, running the system, dealing with the paperwork, opening the mail, shuffling documents around, dealing with sales tax. You don't have to do any of that, okay? Your expert, the accountant, the person that knows the industry and the software, should do all of the paperwork for you, then bring it to you and say, here's the work, can you look at it and just give it the approval before I write the check? That's it. And then, of course, you should sign the check. But you shouldn't have to do anything else. Look at the reports, know they're correct, and move on and get back to more important things like growing your business or spending time with your family, or maybe even hopefully taking up a new hobby. I don't know. Last but not least, I give this a full 1.5 value on the Richter scale of benefits when it comes to saving time. And that is no employee drama. If you hire an outsourced accounting service, the employee drama goes away. Now think about this, guys. Employees are wonderful, wonderful people, but they don't always act in the self-interest of the business or in the best interest of the company, okay? Quite often in a business, culture can get just railed on because people are worried about how much they make compared to other people. Maybe they have a pet peeve with somebody they sit next to. Maybe they just, have had a bad day, and that bad day is bringing down the entire company. So by removing one employee at your company and replacing that with a vendor, an outsourced accounting service like IgniteSpot, you get rid of all of that drama. Now here's the best part. It's kind of magnified because the bookkeeper is the person in your company that knows all of the crucial information. They know how much everybody's getting paid. They know what's going on with cash flow. They know when things are looking good or bad. And when you take that knowledge out of the system and keep it separate, your employees can function better. They don't need to worry about those things so much. And you don't have to worry about it getting out and getting spread around. Very, very helpful. So I give that a 1.5. And those are the 4.5 reasons why it makes sense to hire an outsourced accounting services firm if you're trying to save time. Look at your life. Look at the resource that's most important to you. Without time, you cannot be with your family. You cannot explore hobbies. You cannot grow your business. And so think about that value and what it means to you. If we can help, we're always here. Thanks, guys. Take care.